afternoon, world. I am Lian Joy Demon, and welcome to Zoom Dialogue. Today we will tackle what is leadership, how to become an effective leader, and what are the models of leadership. Leadership is a process of encouraging and helping others to work actively towards others. It is the behavior of an individual when he or she is directing the activities of a group towards a shared goal. It is the relationship in which one person influences others to work together willingly on related tasks to attain goals desired by the group. Leadership has nothing to do with personal attributes. We don't need charismatic traits to practice leadership. And those with charisma don't automatically lead. What is leadership as a teacher? Teacher leaders are the professionals who carry through with this process to lead change in their schools for the benefit of all students. Teacher leaders, they are the ones who step outside of their classroom to accept challenges, to improve their practice through working with colleagues, school administration, and professional staff, as well as their students and parents. Teacher leaders reflect all the qualities in their teacher leadership through everyday interactions with students, colleagues, and the school community. Teacher leadership is a package of attitudes, knowledge, and skills that are continually developed. But for a nearly century, schools have functioned in the autocratic style of the line staff. Principals are managers and teachers are their employees. Teachers are voiceless and powerless to influence their superiors' quest to improve student achievement. But with a growing emphasis on high-stakes testing and the advent of No Child Left Behind, many school teachers and leaders are seeking more effective organizational behavior by drawing on the leadership potential of all stakeholders, especially teachers. Schools making this change are creating and expanding teachers' roles as leaders. For principals, this trend is a shift from relying on the power of the system to seeking to empower others. Or more specifically, shift from seeking to be controlled to letting go of control and building a community of relationship that stands to be self-organizing. Now, to help us understand more about leadership in education, we invited some guests to join our Zoom dialogue. Here with us are the principals and teachers from different schools here in our city. Now let's welcome Ms. Mariam Abdillah, Master Teacher 3 of St. John Academy, Ms. Erica Bellino, Master 3 of St. Bernard Academy, Ms. Dayan Abrasaldo, Master Teacher 2, and Ms. Dayan Nurhadzwani, Master Teacher 3 of Charm International School, Professor Jenny, founder of Maxwell University, Ms. Maxine Halao, Principal of St. Joseph International School, and lastly, Dr. Glofily Rebolios, Principal of Brain International School. Welcome to Zoom Dialogue. Now let's start with Ma'am Erica Bellino, Master Teacher 3 of St. Bernard Academy. Of course, you're also a leader in your workplace or in your school. But can you help us fully understand about leadership? Or maybe share with us an approach to leadership?
Yes, but before we go to trait approach, let's first know what is trait. Trait is a distinguishing characteristic or quality. It's in one's personal nature. So now, what is the trait approach to leadership? It was one of the earliest theories of leadership. The trait approach formed the basis of most early leadership research. The trait approach to leadership concentrates on the ideas that great leaders are born with the given abilities and not a learned ability. Individuals are brought into this world with all of the characteristics needed to become a great leader.
So, Ma'am Bellino, on this approach, are these people already born with given abilities?
Yes, in fact, this approach helps me to identify who are those people that has the ability to become a leader. It focuses on the personal attributes or traits of leaders such as physical and personality characteristics. competencies, and values. This approach is the assumption that traits produce patterns of behaviors that are consistent across situations. That means leadership traits are considered to be enduring characteristics that people are born with that remain relatively stable over time.
Yes, ma'am. You may have mentioned earlier that the trait approach is one of the earliest theories of leadership. May I ask, ma'am, do you apply this or do you use this in your workplace?
In my workplace, there are teacher leaders that share collecting traits that the average person does not. Those traits makes them natural-born leaders. As a teacher, they are effective communicator. They have the integrity, self-confidence, and intelligence. Also, when we are in our classroom, we are the role models of our students. Maybe our students have these traits too, that they can be a leader in their own little way.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Balino. Let's move on to Miss Mariam Abdillah, Master 3 of St. John Academy. So, Ma'am Abdillah, Ma'am Balino gave to us one approach to leadership. Do you also have another approach to leadership that you can share with us?
Yes, I want to share with you the situational approach to leadership. The situational approach to leadership asserts that there is no one best way to lead others and emphasizes that a leader's style and behavior should depend on the characteristics of his or her followers. It also provides leaders with insights regarding the most effective leadership styles to demonstrate based on the readiness of their followers. This approach contends that the leader will elicit maximum performance from his or her followers when the leader's behaviors are tailored to the followers' ability, willingness, and level of confidence.
Yes, ma'am. But do you still use this situational approach in your school or in your workplace? Did it help you with your relationship with your co-teachers?
Yes, we're still using the situational approach in our school. In fact, our school principal is helping us by using the 4 leadership style of the situational approach, which is the directing, guiding, supporting, and delegating for the improvement of the teachers on our school. And she always makes sure that her leadership style is appropriate to the level of readiness of the teachers on our school, and that really improves our relationship with each other, especially with my co-teachers, because it really helped us a lot.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Abdillah, Master Teacher 3 of St. John Academy. Now let's move on to Miss Diane Abrasaldo, Master Teacher 2, and Miss Diane Noratswani, Master Teacher 3 of Charm International School. So, ma'am, I heard that you will share with us the behaviors and leadership. Can you explain it with us?
Yes. Behaviors and leadership. Leadership behavior is the traits and actions that make an individual effective as a leader. This behavior is the process by which a person can guide, direct, and influence the work of others to meet specific goals. These actions and strategies can be learned to increase the effectiveness of those around them. Means that leaders are people that are being shaped by their visions. These individuals are harnessed by their traits and foreseeing a community that is proactive and resilient. Everyone can be a follower, but not all can be a leader.
So, Ma'am Diane and Ma'am Diane, may I ask, is there any leadership behaviors that can give an impact to an organization or to your group as a teacher?
Yes, actually, here are the 5 leadership behaviors that can have the biggest impact on your team's productivity and engagement, and ways on how to practice them in a daily basis. So we have 5 leadership behavior. The first one is learn compassionate management. Number 2, is adapt to change. Number 3, facing a coaching mindset. Number 4 behavior is leaders practice effective listening, and number 5 is cultivating an inspiring vision. So let's talk about first the number 1 behavior, which is learn compassionate management. Learn compassionate management means showing genuine interest in team members' success and well-being, and commitment to understanding but not necessarily agreeing. We should slow down our life because life is easy. It is easy to get trapped in all the daily tasks and routines, resulting in being overwhelmed and distracted. By slowing down and noticing more, you will be more compassionate as you will have the opportunity to observe. Next is ask the person on what they need, because we should open the door for a conversation. Next is empathize. Recognize that you are a part of a shared experience and that your reaction has implication for others. It is easy to judge, but instead, practice empathy by putting the shoes of the others onto you. Next behavior is leaders adapt to change. Great leaders are able to quickly change course themselves and also help their team evolve with the organization's needs. Adapting to change requires give and take between the leader and those experiencing the change. A leader without emotional flexibility is dismissive of others' concerns and emotions and shut down discussions. At the same time, an emotionally adapted leader moves the change or agenda forward. The behavior is embracing a coaching mindset. Great leaders are able to tie people's individual development to organizational objectives, ultimately increasing accountability, improving retention, and developing stronger leaders within their teams. It is the framing that directs your application of coaching techniques and your guiding principles for taking actions and making decisions around the developing. For leadership behavior is leaders practice effective listening. Effective communication skills are key to building trust in your teammates and getting them to buy into your vision. Great leaders know that listening can be more empowering than speaking. Building positive relationships is an important part of leadership. Listening is a critical part of building good relationships. Leadership behavior is cultivating an inspiring vision. The vision must be accomplishable, articulate, and repeat the vision at every appropriate opportunity. One of the joys of being a leader is the opportunity to motivate and inspire people to do their best work and pursue projects and goals that enables them to grow. So that's all for the 5 leadership behavior.
Okay, ma'am. So you gave us the 5 leadership behaviors. May I ask, do you use this in your workplace as a teacher to avoid conflict and misunderstanding?
Yes, as a novice to the teaching landscape, setting a good impression through my principles in words, thoughts, and actions through the mentioned 5 attributes allows me to create a healthy and progressive atmosphere among my colleagues. In return, these leadership values keep us united and grounded as professionals.
In office setup, yes, learning how to mingle, communicate, and get along with co-teachers or office mates are detrimental to oneself. Being compassionate with that they are going through or having any reason to celebrate, but it's not always the case. There are certain times where we as people may or may not agree in everything, but at least we should always uphold respect within ourselves. May it be that they or we are in the wrong foot. As a teacher, we too should be teachable since we don't have the capability or capacity to know it all. And as a teacher, we are the leaders of our classroom, and as such, we too and should be a good leader just as much as we are a good leader. And lastly, we should not only motivate our students, but Also, ourselves needs to be motivated and the people around us, because honestly, they may be fighting battles that we don't know nothing about it. Be the sunshine in the raining days.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Diane and Ma'am Dayang. Now let's move on to Professor Jenny Huyan, founder of Maxwell University. Professor, I heard that people recognize you as one of the best leaders in your university, and the fact that you are the founder of your own university. How? How to become an effective leader? What traits that a leader should have?
So let us first know, what is an effective leader? So effective leaders are leaders who are passionate with their craft, which have a dream and a vision, not for you, but for the betterment of the organization. And also empower other people to put it into action. Leaders must always nurture the strength and talents of their people and build a team who are committed to achieve common goals. I always believe that becoming an effective leader, you must be equipped with this trait. First, you must be an effective communicator, because effective communication improves teamwork and flow of ideas and messages in the organization freely. Second is trustworthy. It is one of the most important qualities and traits you must have as a leader. It is built through time. Being trusted by your people, you must be responsible, approachable, and supportive, and show them that you are qualified and credible so that they can put their trust in you. Third is decisive. You must seek out appropriate and credible information before making a decision, and make sure that the decision you make is clear and final. Next is independent thinker. Being a leader, you always make crucial decisions, and sometimes it is not a decision that others want to make. So as a leader, you must be confident and be aware of your own strength and decide what is best for your organization. Next is positive. Positivity helps the team to be more productive and reach the goal. Being positive yourself can affect your people and like you are empowering them. Next is humility. A leader must always take responsibility for their mistakes and admit that they are wrong, and they are willing to learn from others. Next is conflict resolution. Always put in mind that you are not there to make a decision who is right and who is wrong, but you are there to understand both sides and respect their differences and come up with a solution that everyone can live with. Next is visionary. Having a vision for your organization, setting up a plan, and empower them to take action. Next is team builder. A leader must encourage cooperation in an organization because it strengthens the team and they become more productive, because teamwork makes a dream work. Next is personable. Having a pleasant appearance and good manners towards your people. Next is appreciative. You must appreciate your people's hard work because it boosts their moral and self-esteem to do their best on their next work. Lastly is adaptable. You are able and ready to adapt in different ways or any circumstances at any time, especially in this rapidly changing economy and social environment. As a leader myself, and as the person behind the Maxwell University, I always make sure that I am equipped with this trait when I am leading Maxwell University forward.
Okay, thank you so much, Professor Jenny. All in all, you gave us 12 leadership traits to become an effective leader. I must say that you are using these traits, or you have these traits, to have a better relationship with your colleagues. That's why they are calling you one of the best leaders in your university. Right now, we want to know more about the model of leadership. That's why Ms. Maxine Helao, Principal of St. Joseph International School, is here to explain it to us.
So today, I'm going to explain to you the contingency model of leadership. The contingency model of leadership focuses on how specific situations affect a leader's effectiveness and how a leader's ability to adapt can be their most important tool in the workplace. The contingency theory of leadership supposes that a leader's effectiveness is contingent on whether or not their leadership style suits a particular situation. According to this theory, an individual can be an effective leader in one circumstance and an ineffective leader in another one. To maximize your likelihood of being a productive leader, you should be able to examine each situation and decide if your leadership style is going to be effective or not. In most cases, this requires you to be self-aware, objective, and adaptable.
Yes, ma'am. You said that the contingency model of leadership focuses on how specific situations affect leaders' effectiveness. May I ask, ma'am, was there a time you had an experience or circumstances or unforeseen events that with your teachers?
Yes, of course. We can tell that all of the teachers are having a good relationship with their co-teachers. Sometimes there is a misunderstanding between them. So, as a principal, I should take the lead to have peace and order between them. So, I should take the responsibility on keeping them as one and work together as a team for the better sake of the students.
Okay, thank you so much, Ma'am Hayao. To expand more about the contingency model leadership, we have Dr. Glofely Rebollos, Principal of Brin International School, to explain it further to us.
The Fiedler contingency model was created in the mid-1960s by Fred Fiedler, a scientist who studied the personality and characteristics of leaders. The model states that there is no one best style of leadership. Instead, a leader's effectiveness is based on the situation. This is the result of two factors, which are leadership style and situational favorableness, then later on called situational control. Identifying leadership style is the first step in using the model.
Okay, why it is the first step in using this model, Dr. Rebollos?
Well, because Fiedler believed that leadership style is fixed and it can be measured using a scale he developed called Least Preferred Co-worker or LPC scale. The model says that task-oriented leaders usually view their LPCs more negatively, resulting in a lower score. So Fiedler called this low LPC leaders. He said that low LPCs are very effective at completing tasks. They are quick to organize a group to get tasks and projects done. Relationship building is a low priority. However, relationship-oriented leaders usually view their LPCs more positively, giving them a higher score. These are high LPC leaders. High LPCs focus more on personal connections and they are good at avoiding and managing conflict. They are better able to make complex decisions.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. But I still have one question. So, as a principal, do you also use this scale in your school or in your workplace for your teachers? Is it essential to know their personalities?
Yes, Miss Leanne, I am using this scale right now for my teachers, and yes, it is really important as a principal to know the personality of the teachers. So I would really know what kind of teacher she is or what kind of co-teacher she is, and personality can affect the performance of the teacher, and you can identify, or me as a principal can identify which teacher is best at which situation, and that is why it is really important for me to know the personality.
Alright, thank you so much, Dr. Rebollos. I guess that's it. I would like to say thank you to our honorable guest for accepting our invitation to join us today. I am Lian Joy Liwen, Zoom Dialogue.